Today on the D&D Report, 4 different factories, 5 different types of materials, and 1 Kickstarter that has me feeling very confused. Hey everybody, today I'm just going to do a quick video about the Monster Fight Club and their Kickstarter, Monster Scenery Ice Wilds. Now, I pledged this and I didn't know all that much. I saw Monster Fight Club in the local store. I know that they fulfilled stuff before. I know that they're a company they can trust. And I kind of knew that they had to do a lot of running around to get this Kickstarter to work, which kudos to them. Many companies are not performing as well as them, so awesome. I did get my stuff. I know afterwards when I looked around, apparently some people had issues with getting the correct stuff from this Kickstarter, but I know everything that I got was fine. And when I opened up that box, it was like I was a very naive child on Christmas morning who did not come from a low-income family because, wow, I was absolutely blown away. This is exactly the sort of train that I like. The resin style material that's sort of like the PVC material. I don't know exactly what you call it. It's durable to the point where, you know, almost indestructible. I did get the pre-painted stuff. Obviously, you could paint this material and be great. But the modularity, it makes me smile. If you need a forest with a bunch of little trees, you can do that. Or you can stack them all up and have a big tree. I got a tree that was the size of this, and I also got a tree that was the one that I'm holding right now. And I honestly think I got my money's worth just from that, not from any of the other stuff, which I'm going to get into for a little bit. But yeah, this is what I like. If this is the product that's going out on the shelves, then more power to you. I think these are great modular trees. I like them a lot. However, this Kickstarter was very similar to a work potluck. Because there's a bunch of stuff and it's all really different. And some of the stuff I really like. Some of the stuff I really don't like. I got a little bit carried away when I first saw this stuff because I was like super into it. But then I saw the dreaded Polystone. In this case, I kind of looked over the updates and apparently Monster Fight Club is calling this poly resin. Whatever it is, this is a popular ceramic material. And I think anything that resembles ceramic, whether you want to call it polystone, whether you want to call it polyresin, I don't want that on my table. It is far too brittle of a material. Now, I'm sure a lot of people love it because you can get a lot of very good detail on there, and I'm assuming maybe it's even a cheaper material, but I personally hate that material. I think that sort of material belongs on little tchotchkes that you're going to put on your grandma's end table and like dust off a couple times a year, and it's fine for that. It is not good for a tabletop game. I dislike that material greatly, and quite a few bits from my main pledge were in that material, which is a shame. Now I gotta worry about babying that stuff. Now I gotta worry about I can't just throw that stuff in my thing because eventually it's going to break. That's just how it is with that style of material. Polyresin, polystone, whatever this stuff is. I know Gale Force 9 makes some of their terrain in it as well. I'm not a big fan. Wasn't happy with that. So we got the best possible modular train that I have seen pre-painted, period, that probably will be widely available. But in that same pack, ceramic style stuff, which was not to my liking at all. And that's not all, folks. I'll go to a good thing. Here, I'll split it up between good, bad. So the next thing that is good is that they threw in a little wizard guy. Everybody who did the pledge got a little wizard guy. And you know what? I didn't even have to look this up. I knew exactly what this was. This is COcast. And you know what? Mold lines look really good on this one. I know COcast stuff is going to be thermoplastic. So I ain't got to be worried about this thing breaking easily at all. I know for a fact this is going to be durable, easily painted, and not too much of a pain to deal with. But yeah, CeoCast stuff, very good detail. Obviously you can do a lot with CeoCast machines. So I'm glad that I included that. That was a nice little bonus. And you know what? Frankly, I think I commend them for doing that because I really enjoyed that. And then I got to one of the little add-ons. I did an add-on for a little dragon wormling and a nest thing. And the dragon wormling came, and guess what? Look at how cute that is. Oh, you would think I'm not going to have any issues with that, but if you look, if the video shows it, the telltale little support things, this is a 3D printed miniature. And I'm sorry for all the people who love 3D printed miniatures, unless you are the person printing out the 3D miniature yourself, the durability is not going to be to my liking. And I definitely don't remember anything, because I picked this as an add-on. Now I could go back and try to track down exactly what it said, but I don't really think they were too up front saying like, oh, this is going to be a 3D printed miniature for the add-on. Now again, they were dealing with 4 different factories providing all the materials for this stuff, including the CeoCast machine, which is at home in the USA, where they're doing stuff out of their own facility. So maybe this is something they printed on their own facility. I'm sure it's great for a lot of people. Not for me. For me, I don't want to be buying 3D printed miniatures anymore. You know, there are certain cases, like the Goose Hydra, where somebody put a lot of effort and did a very good job printing it. And even with that, a little bit of that Goose Hydra broke as I was painting it. I do not like 3D printed miniatures, and I truly believe the durability stinks, and we're not going to see years now. We're not going to see a bunch of 3D printed miniatures out there until the durability gets better. I'm sure there's a way for individual people to print out durable 3D printed miniatures. I have not seen it to where I could purchase those sort of miniatures that have the sort of durability that I enjoy. So I'm not going to lie, a little bit miffed to go on a Kickstarter where I expect stuff to be printed in I expect stuff to be manufactured, which CeoCast stuff is fine, because that is very similar to what I expected out of this project. But the 3D print, very disappointed with that. I do not enjoy that at all. And then we have a third, I'm sorry, I think this would be a second style of resin, which again, I don't know if they did this in-house, but this is a completely different mix of resin. This nest that I got is a completely different mix of resin than I saw in the actual original stuff. Like it's just kind of the classic. I don't even know what I call this. This is kind of like the resin you would be able to get high quality stuff if you went to a hobby store and got the high quality resin. That's what this feels like. It feels like a very well done, like 1-part mold or something like that. So I don't know if they did this in-house. I have no issues with this nest. This nest is very durable, as you would expect from some sort of resin like this. I'm absolutely 100% sure this is not 3D printed. This is definitely a... this came out of some sort of standard mold. Some sort of standard one-piece mold, I'm assuming. I got no issues with that. And then there are other little eggs, too. I don't know if these are 3D printed or if these are... I think these are the same style material as the other stuff. But it is absolutely wonky that this is a Kickstarter. And there's just such a variety of just stuff in here. Like I said, 5 different types of materials. The resin mix for the pre-painted stuff that I got. The 3D printed stuff. The poly resin. The CeoCast machine stuff. And then whatever process for the other style of resin which was not the style of mass-produced resin that we got from the pre-painted stuff. It could be, I guess, but that really feels like a much different style of resin than the stuff from the pre-painted stuff. So, yeah, I mean, this is just all ups and downs, and I don't exactly know what to think of this. It was kind of weird. Like, there was a pre-painted option for the deer, but the deer came with pegs that are clearly supposed to go into a base, I think. I didn't try to snap them off, because I'm going to eventually put that deer on a base. What other weird stuff was there? I did not like the fact that one of the miniatures, the narwhal thing, was actually made out of polystone. I certainly don't like polystone when it comes to miniatures. It's bad enough when it's for terrain, but for miniatures, no sir. So, yeah, I am just assuming, I'm assuming now, that if you buy a consumer version of the trees, that all of the trees in that consumer version will be the durable stuff, and you won't get the little bits and pieces made out of the polystone in a consumer thing. You might. I don't know. Now, of course, you might be thinking to yourself, well, I don't mind the ceramic sort of mix stuff. That's perfectly fine for me. And if you don't care, if durability is not high on your list, then I wouldn't worry at all. Because if you like the modular style trees like this, I'd say have no issues. But, yeah, we'll have to see what the consumer product is like, because if it's all of the same material as the modular stuff, that's cool. But again, about half of the scatter terrain that I got was indeed made out of polystone, which I don't like. So, yeah, I mean, it really is like a potluck at a workplace. You're really going to like some of the stuff, and others, someone else is going to bring in a potato salad that only has potatoes and some sort of mayo sauce. So there's no other vegetables in there. It's not delicious potato salad that has all sorts of stuff in there and maybe even eggs. No, it's just the potatoes and a weird mayo sauce, which I'm not a fan of. So I certainly didn't think I was going to ever buy another 3D print until the processes had gotten better. COCast stuff, no issues there. I didn't pay for this. This was just a bonus that they threw in for every backer. And you know what? I don't mind COCast stuff at all. It's got durability. It's got good detail. It's easy to paint. I don't see any drawbacks of COCast stuff at all. I wish there was, maybe the Dragon model could not be made in COCast. Possibly they were working the COCast machine for other projects day and night, and the only way they could get this done is to do that. So, yeah, it's very interesting to see what companies are doing to fulfill Kickstarter stuff. I mean, overall, no real issues with this at all, because the main product was incredibly good. So, and, that's really what I funded this Kickstarter project for. So, all in all, a solid A-, B+, depending if any of this terrain breaks in the coming months. Anywho, do you have any preferences of materials for miniatures and terrain? If you do, let me know in the comments below. Also, if you found this video helpful, YouTube memberships are up. You have until the end of September to help me out and subscribe during the first month. And subscribe at that 99 cents a month, and you will get free PDFs in the members section of the community tab. That includes the lovely little short PDF, the pamphlet of useless and unusual magical items. It's a fun little list of items, and yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff in there. And yeah, you can check that out simply by adding a 99 cents membership on the YouTube membership thing. The tab is right there on the YouTube page, and I will leave a link in the description below.